Hello, good morning. Oh, it is coming down. Raining in Ohio. I mean, really coming down. I just wanted to talk about yesterday. Yesterday, I had a good day. I had a doctor's appointment, and that went all great. That was great. I saw my cardiologist, and I had an ultrasound done of my heart because I was born with hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. That is the leading cause of death in young athletes. And I didn't know I had it until I was like in my early 50s. And anyway, my result shows that it has improved. And not that it gave me any problems. I was only having like heart palpitations, and I was really tired. So what was going on, I didn't know I was going to talk about this. But how I discovered having it, I was just so exhausted. I was so exhausted. And one day, I was like, you know what, I need to go to the hospital. I knew something was wrong, so I went to the ER. And I had been laying on a bed in the back. And they came and did an EKG. And my heart, from resting, I had been resting about 30 minutes. And they say your heart is going 136 beats per minute. So they admitted me. And that's when they found out what was wrong. And I know as a kid, I used to faint a lot. I used to faint. And just be in the store with my dad, and I hit the floor, boom. My dad would take me to the doctor, and the doctor would say, oh, she's just an anemic. She's an anemic. And so I just took my little Flintstone with iron vitamins, and, good thing I wasn't an athlete, because that could have went bad. Yes. People with this condition, you hear of athletes collapsing on the field and die. They go into cardiac arrest because they don't know they have an enlarged heart. And I really wish schools would have some way of checking these kids out, because so many people have it and don't know it. And the funny thing is, it's not funny, but one of your parents have it. If you have it, one of your parents have it. It is genetic. So once I found out I had it, my doctor was like, hey, your kids need to be checked ASAP, especially your two youngest ones, because they play sports. My two older kids were out of high school, out of school. So I had to get them checked, kept getting them checked, and they were okay. But hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, that's what it's called. Lesson of the day. But anyway, so I went to my doctor's appointment, and I went to breakfast. I treated myself to breakfast, just me, and so I'm having breakfast, and this family walks in. It was a lady, her husband, another guy, and the lady's father. The lady's father probably was in his mid to late 80s, 90s. Yeah, they had to help him come inside. They had to take him to the restroom. It seemed like it was a little hard to communicate with him. And anyway, the lady, she looked back at me, and their table's right next to mine. And she looked back at me and she said, "How's your breakfast?" I said, "Oh, it's good." And she said, "I love your earrings." And I said, "Oh, thanks." And I'm all out. If you compliment me on something, I'll tell you where I got it. I don't know why. I've always been like that. I don't gatekeep. I don't care. You know, go get it. Go get you some. So anyway, I was telling her, yeah, right across the street at that TJ Maxx. Everybody knows that's my store. And I said, I got them from TJ Maxx across the street. You know, she's like, "Oh, okay." So that was that. And then she was talking to her dad about going to the bathroom. Did he need to go to the restroom? So her husband took her dad to the restroom. And I looked up at him, escorting, holding the man's arm, taking him to the restroom. And I teared up. I thought about my dad. Oh, I teared up, and tears just ran down my face. And I'm like taking my napkin, you know, and just made me not realize, because I miss my dad all the time. I talk about my dad all the time. I know my husband probably get tired of me talking about my dad. I'm 62 years old, and I really miss my dad. My dad has been gone for 23 years. He's been gone. 23 years. Yeah, and I was thinking about my dad. My dad, let me tell you about my dad. My dad raised me by himself. Yeah, he was a single parent. He remarried when I was finishing up the 6th grade. And I had a very good stepmom, which is my mom. And she's passed on too now. She passed away a few years ago. But but anyway, my dad raised me alone from age 2 on until he remarried when I was 12. And he did the very best he could. He did the very best he could. And even though he had remarried, he disciplined me. Like, she didn't discipline. My stepmom she let us slide with everything. And I think my dad felt like, you can let your kids get away with this and that or whatever, but if I did something, I was on punishment. I don't think my step siblings ever got on punishment or got in trouble. Yeah, they might have gotten yelled at by my dad, but yeah. But so anyway, my dad raised me, and I even remember when I was about 10 years old. I'm gonna go before then. I think I was 8, and I started showing signs of puberty. So it was time to wear a trainer bra for me at 8 years old. So I remember us going to the store, and they had the I don't don't know if they still sell. Yeah, I'm sure they do. Little training bras with the matching panties, little cotton sets. Yeah, I remember him buying me a bunch of those, and then a few years after that, he came home with a box of maxi pads. and he said, I know you don't need them now, but they'll be in your closet. They're here because the day is going to come. And it did. And just so happened I was home by myself. And, he was like, I called him at work. And he was like, yeah, they're in the closet, Yeah, but he was tough on me. And I'm glad he was. He was tough on me. He was, but I could talk to him about anything. Anything. I can talk about men, everything, women. He used to tell me, watch out for these women. Women, can get jealous, and watch out for these men too, And he always said, get a trade, learn how to do something, go to school and be something. He said, because your education, that's something that no one can take from you. And he said, always have something under your belt. He was right about that, but when it was just the two of us, and before he bought our house, we lived in an apartment in the projects. And how we landed there, a lady he was dating lived there. And so it was easy, it was convenient for her to watch me while he worked. Us living in the same apartment complex. We didn't live near each other, but we were in the same complex. We weren't in the same building. And so my dad realized I'm getting older, and that area was getting bad. And it was in Cleveland. It's called Garden Valley. Sounds pretty. But anyway, we moved to the suburbs, I think my dad did the very best he could. The very best. I never wanted for anything. I remember and I could just sit here and talk about my dad. I remember I wanted my first Barbie. I just wanted a Barbie doll. And for Christmas. And he said he was going Christmas shopping. And I was like, I remember thinking, he's not going to know what to get. He's not going to know what to get. And that Christmas, I had multiple Barbies and clothes galore for my dolls. And a Barbie country home. They got them on eBay. I'm thinking about buying one, just for a memory's sake. And it just opens up, and it has living room, kitchen, and a bedroom, and just 3 rooms. Yeah, and it was made of vinyl with cardboard structure to keep it solid. And man, that was the best. That was the best Christmas. Yeah, and I remember he would buy me things that I think he wanted, like Rock'em Sock'em robots. I'm like, why you buy me that? And the wood burning set, the little hot pen, and you carve into the wood. Like, okay. But yeah. But anyway, my dad raised me by himself. Him and and my mom split. And she came back for me twice. He said no. Yeah, you know, I guess she didn't have her stuff together. She didn't have her life together. And so, no, yeah. And he didn't divorce her. He did not divorce her until he was about to get remarried. And he just divorced her on abandonment. Like he hadn't seen her in so many years. So, yeah. And I have been, my mom came back. The last time I seen my mom, I want to say I was probably around 4 years old. And I remember it plain as day. She came in the middle of the night, brought me some toys. I remember her putting on this robe, this real pretty robe on me that she bought, and crayons and coloring book. And next day, well, I found out later that my dad told her she had to go. You know, she couldn't take me. She came back for me, but she couldn't take me because he just didn't know, you know, if I'll be okay. So, and I thank him for that. Thank him for that. And I thank her, you know, because maybe if she's, I don't know what I would have turned out to be. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be the same person I am today. Yeah. So, yeah, so my dad was African American. And my mom was white, or is white, or was, or what, I don't know if she's even alive. And, yeah, so that's a question people ask me. Like, what nationality are you? Sometimes they think I'm Hispanic, or they just don't know. Yeah, they just don't know. I mean, it is nasty out. Like, really nasty. You know? So, anyway, I just wanted to talk about my dad this morning. And I hope you had a good dad. And if you didn't, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Years ago, I used to be a foster parent. And I would always tell kids, regardless if your mom and dad wasn't up to par to keep you, they did their best, and you love them anyway. You know, you love them anyway. I love my mom. Oh yeah, I love my mom. I do. You know, but you know, before we pass judgment on people, you know, I did find out through ancestry that my mom's her mother died when my mother was just 2 years old. She died from, God, what is that? I can't even think of it. It's a breathing disorder. But yeah, and you know, maybe some things happened to her. Maybe, you know, it messed her up. I don't know. But yeah. So anyway, I just want to wish you all a blessed day. I am heading to work, to the salon. I'm going to be there all day. Yeah, I have to work from 10, and I should be done probably around 6:30. So, not too bad, I guess. Long enough. All right, take it easy, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.